Catus Maximus here, this time with the Tekton 135-piece EveryBit set. And for the price, I think you can get this off of Amazon for less than 30 bucks. Is pretty decent for having a kit that's all together that has a very good variety of screwdriver tips. It is in a convenient little case. It's only about 12 inches or 10 by 10 by a few inches thick, so it's nice and compact. And it holds everything relatively securely. I still keep the foam pad around just to keep everything in place. This doesn't have every single kind of security bit, for sure. It doesn't have long shank bits. It doesn't have larger pentalobes, triangle bits and such, but it does have pretty much everything else. One saving grace about this kit is it has a very comprehensive Torex or star bit set, or bits I should say. And it's been very handy, particularly for taking apart hard drives. Another real nice thing about this is it does go from T50 way up here all the way down to a tiny little T3 in the precision set. Let's go ahead and zoom in. We'll just give you a quick look over the whole case. How are we going to do this? Okay, so the Torex starts at the top, and you got T5 with really nice increments. The small one's T5, 5.5, 6. They have the T27 all the way up through T50. 4 Roberts square bits, and then it has both metric and imperial hex bits, and these are actually kind of hard to find, and it goes all the way from 1.5 through 8 millimeter. And then in the imperial we have, I believe, a 10-piece set here. Excuse me, there's a 12-piece set of the Imperial, so really nice increments. These are actually all the increments that you would get with a hex key wrench set, and that's one thing I appreciate about it is they didn't skip any, at least on these sizes, and these are all standard. One thing I would say is they are chrome vanadium, but they are a little brittle. A lot of comments are don't use these with impact drivers or they'll just shatter. Plenty of slot heads. Phillips, they do give you a couple of Phillips number 2s because they know. Drywall Phillips. And a little quarter-inch hex to quarter-inch square so you can drive sockets with it. And then down here at the bottom we have these posi drive Phillips. These are the Phillips head screws that have the extra little notches in the corner. These things, it's kind of unfortunate. They work better because they're straighter. They're designed not to cam out as much. The problem is nobody really knows what the fasteners, and it's really like deck screws that use this type of drive, and so you inevitably end up using either a standard Phillips and a posi drive, or vice versa, and people always complain and have issues with that. And then down here at the very bottom we have some clutch screws, which are very rare. I almost never see clutch screws, yet all these sets always seem to come with them. And then we have a nice security bit set. And you have your standard pin and hole hex, star. We have tri-wing and quad ring. Quad wing are like Phillips, but they're offset and like a turbine. We have 2-pin style. One thing I was going to mention is it has a 6-piece metric and a 7 and a 6-piece imperial pin and socket hex. And I appreciate that. Almost all the kits just exclusively come with imperial, so it's nice that they include the metric pin and socket hex screws, and of course a little extension. We have a driver handle down here. I should zoom back out. And it is a ratcheting driver handle. It's kind of funny because they have patent. It says 72 teeth, excuse me. And it works okay. It's a very lightweight handle, so I won't put a ton of torque on it, but it seems to work well. One thing I will mention is a little ball dentant for switching the direction or putting it in the middle to lock it out. A lot of these screwdrivers really aren't very easy or very definitive with that dentant. This one's nice. You know you're going to any position. It's really easy and it just wants to stick there. So I will give it credit for that. Of course, the back of the handle will open up so you can dump a bunch of bits in there. I don't know if we can see inside, but you can almost see. There's a square drive in the plastic to drive this. Plus it has some little fingers or wings sticking off the corners of the square. So I don't believe that this will ever like twist inside the plastic handle. If this fails, either the ratchet will fail or the whole handle will like break off. It's pretty lightweight, but it is over molded, and actually that is kind of handy. I like the idea for the design of just the shape. I can say that having that little divot there for the thumb is actually pretty nice and pretty natural. Getting your fingers in there, and it allows you to get a bit of extra grip. So I actually thought that just the overall shape was a good idea, and at least they were experimenting and trying something rather than just making it a smooth round handle. Finally, we have a micro precision bit set, and we'll have to zoom back in for this. And what we have, and this is like a cell phone repair kit, and that's actually really handy. So if you have iPhones, this comes with the special bits. It comes with a little plastic pry tool, which I thought was pretty smart of them. I've never used these, but it does come with two microscopic little hex drivers, a 4mm and I believe a 5mm little hex socket drivers. So those are kind of neat. And then we have all these micro. We have the standard precision Phillips, precision slot head, very small Torex here. These are the T3, T4, and T5 in compact. And so if you like to get magnets out of hard drives, a great place to get those strong neodymium magnets. You really need these tiny Torex or star bits. Also comes with precision security star bits, which I appreciated. A couple of precision tri-wing screws or bits. And of course, two pentalobe or 5-point star instead of 6-point star like the Torex. And these are your two iPhone bits. The bits here, they're pretty nice. They could have been made a little bit better. But for the cost, overall cost of this kit, it's actually pretty amazing. Alright, let's zoom back out. And so that pretty much covers the whole Tekton bit set. And my opinions on it. It's really not that bad. They are chrome vanadium bits. But they're, you know, for the price, you know, less than $40 on a retail shelf at a store or something, and $30 off of Amazon. It's really hard to beat, considering that you're getting 130, all of this, really. The average cost per bit is 25 cents, or right around 25 cents or something. So, or per piece in this set. So when you're only paying 25 cents or less per piece, you do have to give them some credit, because that is pretty darn cheap. This is comprehensive, and then finally, you know, having the bigger case with it more spread out does make the bits easier to get access to. Anyway, that's another review from Catus Maximus. I really appreciate everybody watching. Please subscribe. Catus Maximus out.